Hello and welcome to FinExtra. I'm Emily Horler and I'm here with Dominic Mac of Thomson Reuters, and we're talking about the evolution of KYC. Thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you.
What are the biggest KYC and AML challenges facing the market this year?
So I think increased regulation is one. We're seeing the regulators around the world imposing fines on banks for AML breaches. For example, in the UK, we've seen the largest fine ever given to Deutsche Bank for AML breaches. And in Australia, where Austrac have historically not been that involved in the fines, have fined Tabcorp $45 million for similar types of breaches. That results in banks really reacting to those by essentially employing more people, more risk management people, more operational compliance people, which then also increase their own operational costs. In this current market, that's unsustainable. We also see regulators in regions like, for example, Hong Kong, who believe that because of the amount of time it takes to be able to open bank accounts and the cost associated with it, they're uncompetitive compared to other regions. So they're looking at ways of being able to engage the vendor market to help them establish more common standardized procedures and centralized procedures via concepts such as industry utilities. In addition, we see banks looking at strategic ways to be able to faster their onboarding and reduce costs associated with it. We've conducted a global survey where banks are taking on average 48 days to onboard a new customer, and they're spending in excess of $60 million per annum on KYC and onboarding. That's unsustainable, and the market and industry is offering solutions for them that banks are looking to leverage.
Why is driving adoption to KYC platforms a key issue for all players?
In order to conduct the KYC for banks efficiently, you need to have subscribers to your service and also contributors from a buy-side community and corporations. So designing technology features and functionality that enables the buy-side and the sell-side to leverage the portal and leverage the functionality associated with utilities, a development needs to go into thinking about the use cases that exist within the industry. And you need to think about that holistically from both the users of the services, but also from the contributors of the services, such as hedge funds and asset managers and corporations. Technology that is enabling the contributions needs to be seamless, needs to be very user-friendly, needs to be specific to the business requirements associated with those entities. I think the industry is investing a significant amount of money in being able to enhance those platforms to create adoption. The second aspect of it is creating differentiation according to the value chains of what the banks require. So that means a full service model around full KYC versus just a data play which some of the vendors provide. The third aspect is further investments into technology and operational efficiencies. The vendor industry needs to become more operationally efficient than the banks in order to create those cost savings that the banks so very much need.
And what do you see as big bets in the KYC space going forwards?
We see probably 3 or 4 key big bets in the industry. The first one is around the opening up of information sources that are either private currently because they're government owned to the private sector, and using those information sources to be able to complete AML and KYC checks. We would then look to technology API into those so that we can get the information on a bi-directional basis and allow us to be able to complete the records in a more efficient manner. We also see operational technology efficiencies that enable us to be able to build records faster, therefore create more cost efficiencies for the banks. And some of those leverage things like machine learning and artificial intelligence as well. I think the other aspect is going to be leveraging new emerging technologies such as blockchain, which we've all heard about. For example, that we're involved in some of the early stages of designing things like managing digital identities and blockchain for KYC.
Dominic, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching.